Hi everyone, Adam here, and this is Horror Down Under, where I review Australian horror films, and today's movie is 2016's Red Billabong. And this stars Dan Ewig, who was in Occupation, the Australian soap opera Home and Away. Tim Pocock, who was in X-Men Origins Wolverine, he played Scott Summers. Also from the Australian soap opera Home and Away. The TV series Runaways, Rebecca Green, who was in an episode of Ash vs. the Evil Dead. The TV series Roman Empire, and the series The Outpost. Sophie Dunn, who was also in the Australian soap opera Home and Away. And Ben Chisholm, who was in the soap opera Neighbours, not Home and Away this time. The miniseries The Pacific, the TV series Underbelly, Occupation. And this is directed by Luke Sparky, who also directed Occupation and the upcoming sequel, Occupation Rainfall. When two estranged brothers come together after the grandfather has died, they receive a letter which gives them the deed to some land that he owns. But his final wish is to give it to the Aboriginal people. But there's also a developer who also wants the land for certain reasons. So the brothers have a decision to make. Will they give the land to the Aboriginals, or will they keep it for the investors and make some money out of it? That's a dilemma. But not long after receiving the letter, the two brothers start to hear weird noises and strange occurrences going on in the backyard, which is in the outback. But soon when a group of their friends arrive, one of them being a obnoxious drug dealer. You see the younger brothers dealing drugs. But really, in the end, really had not that much bearing on the plot. But soon, when one of the girls in the group goes missing, something doesn't seem quite right. And that's a question: what's that noise coming from the outback? So the two brothers aren't really sure what's going on, because they're not sure if it's a real estate agent trying to get them to move out so he'll sell them the land, or is it something a bit more mythical? And in this movie, I guess I have to spoil it a little bit because I have to talk about it. It really is something a bit more mythical. So what's attacking them? It's a bunyip. And for those outside of Australia, and a bunyip is, I'm reading from Wikipedia here because, well, it's kind of hard to explain a bunyip. The bunyip is a large mythical creature from Australian Aboriginal mythology said to lurk in swamps, billabongs, creeks, riverbeds and waterholes. But there also seems to be a shady past to the brothers' relatives as well. Yeah, so what we have here is a creature feature that uses, and I will give it credit for using some Aboriginal mythology. I did really enjoy Ben Chisholm's acting in this. He seems to be having a fun time as the obnoxious drug dealer who cheats on his girlfriend with his friend's girlfriend. Both Dan Ewing and Tim Pocock as Tristan as the brothers, they're likeable enough. But as for the movie itself, it starts off pretty slow, pretty slow. Towards the end, yeah, something happens. We finally get to see the bunyip in its glory, and look, I gotta understand, this is an independent film, and fair enough, they obviously didn't have a high budget, but it's the type of thing where they should have kept the bunyip maybe a bit more in the dark, because, well, it doesn't look great, but like I said, it's an independent film, so we're not expecting like world-class special effects. It did feel a bit light on the gore. There was potential to have a whole bit of gore. Some of it's just weird, because it just is. But I will say there's some interesting ideas. I said I like the way they use the Aboriginal mythology, but the problem is, for this type of movie, it's a little too long. It does drag on a bit at almost 2 hours. And so like I said, not a lot happens for pretty much the first half, or the second half. It's not until pretty much the last act where things start to happen. That's the thing, I wanted to enjoy this. I thought this might be like an Australian version of Jurassic Park. It's not like Jurassic Park. It really isn't. As you can probably tell, I wasn't too fond of this. It's overlong. I think if it cut it down to maybe an hour and a half. And there's some things I could have cut out because some of it did seem really more just like filler. But yeah, that's what it is. It kind of feels like two movies in one. The first half's kind of establishing the relationships between the characters, which goes on for a while, maybe too long. But yeah, then we get some creature feature scenes. And look, okay, some of them are alright. It's like I said, it was better when the bunyip stayed in the darker sections, because you do end up seeing it a lot clearer, and it doesn't look great, but it's like I said, I guess it's the best I could do with the limited budget I assume they had. So yeah, that's pretty much what I thought of it. I'd say it'd be one watch and probably never again. It's like I said, the cast were fine. The cast were good. And there is some nice cinematography here and there. But overall, it's a little, I hate to say it, I found it a little dull. If you have seen Red Billabong, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Adam, and I'll see you again soon.